Welcome into week 4 of the Silver and Black Show, presented by Cox. This week, we get you ready for an AFC matchup against the Buffalo Bills. I sit down with third and Renfrow himself to discuss a standout performance in Foxboro. And Coach Gruden joins us to break down early MVP candidate Josh Allen and the challenges of a dual-threat quarterback. All that and so much more on the Silver and Black Show. Let's get it. What is going on, Raider Nation? My name is Erin, Coscarelli, alongside my all-pro tackle, Lincoln Kennedy, with us. Link, it is good to see you.
EC, always good to see you.
I want to talk about this Sunday's matchup, but before we do, let's break down what your takeaway was from Sunday against the Patriots.
Well, coming into last week's game against the Patriots, the Raiders had a 57% third down conversion rate, and they also were second in the NFL with red zone touchdowns. They had 6. They struggled in both areas, only going 3 for 9 in third down and only scoring 2 out of 5 times in the red zone.
That
affects your and of course they put up 34 points in the first 2 games, so we got a little spoiled with the offense and the way things were going. It just didn't happen that way against the Patriots.
Why do you believe the offense did struggle moving the ball? You mentioned the problems on third down, short week,
right?
Banged up,
yeah.
And then you have to play the Patriots.
Yeah.
It's not like it's an easy game script for them.
Well, you know what? The first half, they really didn't have a lot of problems moving the ball. They had problems converting touchdowns. You remember the missed field goal was one of them. The fumble on the 12-yard line, that accounts for either 10 to 14 points, however you want to look at it. You know what I mean? So there was the missed opportunities, which really hurt, on the other side, because in the second quarter when the Patriots scored 13 points, now all of a sudden the Raiders are looking at a 13-10 deficit going into the halftime. Totally changes their game plan. Coaches make adjustments. You got to remember those guys on the other side of the ball get paid too.
Bill Belichick's pretty good at making adjustments. So it sounds like to me, do you believe game script was what potentially impacted what happened on Sunday?
Not necessarily game script as it was game flow.
Okay.
With the second half, when the Raiders came out and they were unable to stop the run from the Patriots, that really worked counterproductive. Cam was struggling throwing the ball, but the Patriots knew that they were going to have success with short runs between the tackles as well as screens. And because the Raiders couldn't get off the field defensively wise, especially in that third quarter when I think it was like a 27-6 ratio as far as offensive plays called, the Patriots versus the Raiders, it really did them in. That was the beginning of the demise.
One of the positives as we are looking at Patriots highlights, and Cam Newton being one of them, coming off a game where he had 400 passing yards, in Seattle at Ceiling, not an easy place to play, of course, no fans, but they were able to stop him. That Jonathan Abram interception seemed to change Josh McDaniels' strategy, and of course they ended up running the ball, gashing us on the ground, 250 yards collectively from New England. But I do have some good news. Mr. Nick Kwiatkowski has been practicing this week. What does it mean to you to see a guy like that now being available for us on defense? Because I will tell you, 6 tackles over just 1 half of football against the Panthers. It's nice to have Nick back.
Well, he's also the quarterback of the defense. So he helps everybody get lined up and get in the right place. What you saw last week was, in my opinion, was a breakdown of guys that just didn't have proper run fits, didn't have proper discipline where they were supposed to be against the run game. And more importantly, there were a number of guys who were trying to do too much. There's a saying in team sports, do your job. And if everybody does their job well, then you don't have to worry about trying to cover for the other guys because you can just be there to support.
So then that's an interesting point. This is a young defensive unit, 7 new starters, on the defense for young guys. Do you believe this team needs to have a leader step up, or is it maybe a leadership by committee?
I don't think leadership is the right choice of words. It's everybody doing their job at the utmost of their ability. Whatever your assignment is on any particular defense, Erin, you want to make sure that you do that job, and then you have other people that will support you. I don't necessarily know if it's leadership per se. It's going to come. The leaders, to me, are not born, they're made. So eventually the leaders are going to stand up in this defense and be counted for.
They will be showing themselves, and they're going to need to, because they've got a tough task against Josh Allen this week on Sunday. I want to get your take on that, Link, but we've got plenty more Silver and Black when we come back. Next, we are chatting with the guy the Patriots had a little trouble slowing down last Sunday. Hunter Renfrow is stopping by next.
Allegiant Air the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Cox Business, proud partner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Coors Light, an official beer of Raider Nation, made to chill. San Manuel Casino, official Southern California casino of Allegiant Stadium.
All right, here we go, Tony. 15 seconds. Throw, Renfrow! He got it for the touchdown! Right between two New England defenders.
No doubt he made his presence known in New England, averaging 14 yards a catch Sunday against a stingy Patriots defense. Welcome to the show, Clemson Tiger, Hunter Renfrow. Hunter, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right, well, you knew you had a big challenge heading into the game. Banged up wideouts, banged up O-line, short week, on the road. We get it. The odds were stacked against you. For you, though, Hunter, what was your personal mindset heading into New England?
For me, just to have a great game, just to give ourselves a chance to win. We went in there, we had a lot of guys banged up, like you said. Maybe the odds were against us, short week, but those are no excuses. We got to go and we got to play better. But we did some things that we can build on. But there's also some things we can take and work on and get better at.
Well, speaking of building on that, you guys come back home. You got a matchup against another AFC East opponent in the Buffalo Bills Sunday. Defensively, what do you feel like you guys are up against?
They're good. They're veteran. Do a good job of disguising things. They're going to be really good. And so for us, we just have to go out there and play our game, be efficient. Something we got to do better this week than we did in New England is just be efficient, stay ahead of the chain, stay on schedule, and give ourselves a lot of third and short so we can convert them. And so hopefully we can do that this week, but they're a good team with a lot of talent, so we'll see.
And it'll be great for you guys to be back home here at Allegiant. I'm excited. I don't know if you're excited because it is time for a little game we like to call Know Your Teammate. We're doing a special Clemson edition. Of course, a few Clemson players on your team, and we just kind of wanted to see how well you know your teammates. So are you ready to go with us?
I'm ready. I think I'm ready. Okay. We'll see.
Okay. I am going to say 4 players and facts about them, and then after I list their facts, you go ahead and tell me who you think they are. Starting with player number 1.
Okay.
I have 8 siblings, 4 brothers, 4 sisters.
Wow.
Hold on. Player number 2.
Okay. All right.
I served at one of the most upscale steakhouses in Charleston, South Carolina. Player number 3, at Clemson, I earned my degree in Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. And last but certainly not least, my cousin has won an NFL Most Valuable Player Award. Who do you think those 4 players are? So
the last one I think is Trayvon Mullen, right? With Lamar.
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay. Got that one. So that's 1 for 1. Now I'm gonna go, I served at one of the most upscale steak. I think that's John Simpson.
Ding, ding, that's correct.
Got that one.
Nice.
Now I gotta figure out this 8 siblings. I don't think it's Tanner because I think he just has 1 brother. So is it all 4 of my teammates or can they double up? Do you know?
All different players.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Tanner Muse for the at Clemson. I earned my degree in Parks, Recreation, and Tourism.
Correct. Well
and then
done.
Kalee's got to beat the 8 siblings. So.
Wow. 4 for 4. That is impressive as we show you the reveal right there. Cleveland with 8 total siblings. That is a lot of siblings right there.
I did not know that actually, so process of elimination, but that's a lot.
See, you're welcome. Anytime we can help you guys out. Hunter, that was so fun. Thank you so much for acing our first Know Your Teammate edition here on the Silver and Black Show. Thank you so much again, though, seriously, for joining us. And, of course, good luck this weekend against Buffalo.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Hunter. All right, coming up next, our Super Bowl winning quarterback, Jim Plunkett, breaks down his take on the Raiders offense and, of course, the new challenges ahead. Stick with us.
Hands it off to Michelle, and Michelle is hit in that backfield by Furl. Cleveland Furl makes a big tackle.
Get that back, bro. Foul. That first play was tricky, though. Rushman. Be ready for goal line. We in the NFL, baby. Ah! Yeah, boy. Here we go.
Welcome back to Silver and Black. Raiders offense had some trouble moving the sticks last week. For more insight on that, let's welcome in our two-time Super Bowl winning quarterback, Jim Plunkett, to the show. Jim, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, my pleasure as always.
Well, like I mentioned, the Raiders had a difficult time seeing the end zone against New England. In your opinion, what do you believe really contributed to that?
Well, there are a few things. Belichick is very good at making adjustments at the half, and he held true to form in that game last week. But, you know, you've got to be able to run the ball a little bit better than we did, and we weren't able to do that. Because off of that, you have play action, things to get the ball down the field, and that just wasn't happening for the Raiders. Plus, you know, New England rushed for 250 yards, and the Raiders had the ball for about 10 less minutes. And that's going to really cut into your offensive scoring opportunities. So, you know, that's the way I look at it. They just control the ball way too much.
Do you believe this offense is sustainable if Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow will have to carry the load moving forward?
Oh, I think so. You know, other people hopefully will step up, fill those voids. And who knows, somebody might, you know, come through with flying colors and just surprise a lot of people. But, you know, those are your two main guys, and hopefully they'll stay healthy. But you got to get at somebody. You have to have some depth, or if not, you make some changes and maybe you try to run the ball a little bit more and go play action off that. But you have to be able to run the football in this league.
Absolutely. Josh Allen running the football, but also beating guys with his arm. How are you seeing this Bills quarterback mature, and what does this defense need to do to slow him down on Sunday?
Well, you know, to slow any quarterback down, in my opinion, is always to get to him, put pressure on him, make him throw when he doesn't want to, keep him off balance, get him out of the pocket, although he does run fairly well. But, you know, the kid's having a great year. He's 10 TDs, 1 interception. They're putting up they're averaging 31 points a game in 3 games. So offensively, they're a force to be dealt with. There's no question about it. And defensively, they're giving up points a little bit like the Raiders. So in that situation is kind of a draw. But offensively, I think the Raiders can go toe-to-toe with them.
Yeah, this is a guy that's been showing composure late in the fourth quarter. October 3rd is a special day in Raiders history. This is because 31 years ago, Al Davis hired the first black head coach since Fritz Pollard. You never played for Art Shell, but can you talk about the kind of leader he was and what made him such a great coach?
Well, first of all, he was a great player. You know, he held that offensive unit for the Raiders for a number of years, and he was between him and Gene Upshaw, they were kind of, you know, the captains of the offense, if you will. Even if I made a mistake, they'd look at me and ask me what I was doing. But, you know, certainly a strong leader in Art Shell. And when he took over that team, I thought he did an exceptional job. He had a lot of personalities to deal with at that time. And he dealt with it well. He worked hard. And he even asked me questions at that time, although I wasn't playing for him. But sometimes you want to know what to do in these certain situations. So he's reaching out to people to help make him a better head football coach.
Jim, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it. From our Super Bowl winning quarterback to our Raiders head coach, JT the Brick breaks down some film with John Gruden. Take a look.
We welcome in the head coach of the Silver and Black, John Gruden. And coach, no excuses, but a tough loss on the road. How has the team responded this week?
Yeah, pretty good, JT. Obviously, it was a short week, tough assignment for us. There were some good things we did, but we got to play better in the second half. But I think outside the injuries, we were off to a good start in our preparation for Buffalo.
Now, there were some bright spots in the game at New England, and let's begin with Trayvon Mullen, his pass defense. Walk us through this player because clearly his athletic skills and his ability to cover and react, let's talk about him.
Well, he's in his second year now, obviously out of Clemson. You see him at the bottom of the screen working against Julian Edelman. This is early in the game. He does a nice job driving on the slant route, getting a nice PBU to get us off the field. He's got the size and the length and the bump and run capabilities that the great Raider corners have had. We're going to be missing Damon Arnett this week and for a couple more weeks, so we're going to need more from Trayvon Mullen, but he's a good player.
Coach, his leadership skills are amazing, and that swagger he brought from Clemson into this program, into this locker room. I love his energy on game day.
I do too. I think it's all starting to come together for him, the speed of the game. He understands the defense. He has some experience, and he's gaining confidence, and that's a big deal in this league, playing the corner position. Confidence, and he's got a lot of that going for him right now. Here's another great play in the slot where he's in tight coverage and he avoids the PI call, and he does a great job with that long length of his to get another PBU. He's a good young corner, and we're going to need a lot of him this week against Diggs and the Buffalo Bills.
Let's move to your receivers. Injuries to the receivers, but Hunter Renfrow stepped up in this game. Let's take a look at some of the tape, how he breaks off routes, finds himself open, and how he has a sense for the end zone.
Well, we're using Renfrow in a lot of different areas now, JT. Here he is selling an outside breaking route. He breaks back to the inside, and then he recognizes Derek scrambling. He has the instincts to uncover and get a critical catch to keep us in an operable down and distance. But he is a natural, instinctive football player with great quickness. He's a friendly route runner. Derek knows exactly where he's going to be all the time. Here he is in the slot at the top of the screen. Everybody thinks he's running a shallow cross, but he takes it up the red line, and Derek makes one heck of a throw, and Hunter goes and gets it. That was a great 2-minute drive. We took the ball 80 yards in 30 seconds to make it a 13-10 game right before halftime, and Hunter Renfrow was a big part of that.
Another tough dual threat quarterback who is playing at a high level in Josh Allen. Coach, he seems like he can do everything outside the pocket, inside the pocket. Let's talk about the challenges of getting your team ready for him.
Well, the first thing Buffalo does is they use 4 wide receivers. They're using what we call 10 personnel, 1 running back, 4 wideouts. They spread the field, and Allen can do a lot off of play action to his left. This is an uncommon throw in the NFL. This is an uncommon throw, period. A guy that can get the ball in a throwing position to his right or to his left and throw the ball down the field with this kind of accuracy. He's a rare talent, and he is tough to bring down, man. I mean, JT, I don't know if you could get in there and tackle him. This guy can run all the zone reads, all the plays that you see in college football, they're able to run in Buffalo, and that's a defensive end that can't bring the quarterback down. He cuts it back and he takes it for a big gain. He's a tall order. How many guys stiff arm linebackers and break tackles from defensive ends at the quarterback position? Not many.
You're getting Nick Witkowski back at practice. What does that do for your defense as you're trying to fight through some of these injuries, Coach?
Well, we need him back. He's our signal caller. He's our middle linebacker, and we've only had him healthy for 1 half. So we hope to get him available on Sunday. He'll give us better communication, certainly, and give us some playmaking and allow us to access some of the things Paul Gunther wants to do. Hopefully, these young receivers can come back soon. I don't think Ruggs and Edwards are going to be ready to go. Rico Gafford is out. So we're going to lean on Zay Jones, the ex-Buffalo Bill, and Nelson Aguilar, and our friend Hunter Renfrow.
Good luck, Coach. Good luck in the game. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, JT. Have a good one.
Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Las Vegas Raiders.
For the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo, Tyler Croft. The Bills have the lead with 15 seconds left.
Welcome back into the show. EC, Link with you. Let's talk Sunday, shall we? Because the Raiders have a date with the undefeated Bills, and a couple of noticeable things I saw against the Rams last Sunday. Most notably, how about blowing a 25-point lead?
Right.
In your opinion, does that say more about the Bills' defense or about the Bills' offense to be able to overcome that?
A little bit of combination of both. It depends on how you want to look at it. I mean, if you want to give yourself, if you're the Raiders looking in, oh man, they gave up a big lead, so they've got some holes in that defense, and that helps you with confidence. So, but at the same point, you also see what the Bills' offense is capable of doing. And to me, the biggest transformation is Josh Allen, the way he's playing. Now, he's struggled in years past passing the ball since he's been in the league. This time it's gangbusters, as Jim pointed out, 10 touchdowns and 1 interception in the MVP candidate race. I mean, it's crazy.
It's wild to see what Josh Allen is doing there in Buffalo. I mean, what are you seeing from him in terms of leadership and composure? Because that fourth game late, down by 4 points, fires it to his tight end, Tyler Kroft, and then they end up winning the game. What are you seeing from Josh Allen in terms of development there?
Confidence.
Okay.
Confidence. He's got Stephon Diggs, and I think the Bills were right to make the play for Diggs, because Diggs is one of those receivers that wins right away on the line. And when you have a quarterback like Allen who's willing to put it up right now and toss it around, you see from these highlights, he is fitting it in tight pockets. He's playing with confidence, and he's got this offense in a zone where they used to be ground and pound, where they would play defense and run the ball. Now they're pass happy and they can compete with anyone. Very
scary indeed, as you are taking a look at Josh Allen highlights there against the Rams. Okay, so let's switch gears. Let's talk defense, because we talked about blowing a 25-point lead. Certainly not ideal if you're Buffalo Bills defense. But another thing that was really interesting is 167 yards rushing allowed from the Rams. Darrell Henderson comes to town and is able to take care of business there in terms of taking advantage of their run defense. If you're Josh Jacobs, are you licking your chops?
If you're anyone on this Raiders offense, you're excited because you know your best defense is to have an effective offense. So to me, keys coming into this week, keys to win for this team is to control the time of possession like they did in the first 2 games. Keep it away from that potent offense. Control the game, control the momentum, and then put the pressure on the offense. Because when you make an offense one-dimensional, usually it's an advantage defense. But at this time, because the defense is struggling with so many injuries and just inconsistent play, you want to try to make sure that you're doing your part, putting points on the board, putting the pressure on the opposing offense.
And that's the key to victory.
Yes, it is.
All right, Lincoln Kennedy, thank you very much for joining us. For Jim Plunkett, Lincoln Kennedy, my name is Erin Coscarelli. Thank you guys at home for watching the Silver and Black Show. We will see you next week.
Allegiant Air, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Cox Business, proud partner of the Las Vegas Raiders. By Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Las Vegas Raiders. By Twitch, the official live streaming platform of the Las Vegas Raiders.